Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Bear and Rich, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is your dog's ability to understand and respond to his formal obedience commands, the correction and the motivation that we give the puppies when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of that leash folded in his right hand. That leaves the left hand free to give the correction, and the only correction that we give is a tug and let go on the training collar, and that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Bear has been fitted with his very own training collar, and you'll be taught how to use that properly during your follow-up training session. Now, if you notice, Bear is sitting very nicely and calmly at Rich's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. The command is Bear heel, and heeling is proper walking on a leash. Now, if you notice at this point, Bear has a job to do, and that is to stay even with Rich's left leg, not forging ahead or lagging behind, but always staying right with his trainer. And each time that Rich stops his feet, Bear has been taught to sit automatically without being told, to wait for his next command. Excuse me. So this makes walking your dog a pleasure. He's never dragging you down the street. Rich is doing his little figure 8 exercises. He's more focused on you than what's going on around him, which is the way that it should be. When you stop to cross traffic or talk to a neighbor, he's sitting nicely at your left, waiting for his next command. So with these larger breeds, you always want control, and you never want your neighbors or your friends to be afraid. So this is the kind of self-control that we're looking for. The next command that Rich is demonstrating is the sit-stay. You're going to start out with about 30 seconds, and you're going to work all the way up by about 10 seconds a day to 3 minutes. When Rich returns back to him, he walks all the way around him, and Bear should remain seated till they get back to heel position. And at this point, Bear expects to get another command. So everything starts and stops at that heel position with the dog seated at your left. And he's doing a great job. One of his things is to drop his head and try to get things off the ground. So that was one of the things that we were working on and correcting with him. Great automatic sit. Rich leaves him in another sit stay. And again, you're going to lengthen out these stays. And this time, instead of returning all the way back around him, Rich is going to call him. He uses his name in a happy voice. And Bear's job is to come right in front and sit. That eliminates him jumping all over you. So when you're practicing your come commands, always make sure that he's coming to you and sitting in front of you. You know, he's a big dog with a puppy brain, and so we want all of these habits that we're instilling in him to be good for a lifetime. You can tell he's goofy. Still got that puppy in him. Rich is going to use his name and call him in. And he comes right in and he sits right in front of Rich. Very good. And then he returns back to heel. And again, back sitting. Nicely done, Bear. Now, the next exercises that Rich is going to be setting up for are your down commands. And I do want to remind you to please practice these exercises indoors as well as outdoors. That's important because everywhere that you practice is where he's going to be the best behaved. With the dog seated at your left, you take your left open palm, push it straight down toward the ground, and give the one-word command to down and then to stay. Now, dogs enjoy down stays better than sit stays, so you're going to start out with a down stay for about 2 minutes, and you're going to work up to 5 minutes. Again, in increments. When Rich returns back to him, he's going to walk all the way around him. And again, Bear's been taught to hold that stay until Rich gets back to his shoulders and gives him another command. And he will demonstrate that down from a heel position again. Very nice. It's very hot out here, so we're trying not to overtax them today. This time Rich is going to call him out of that command.
Hey, come.
Good job. Perfect. And back to heel and back sitting. Awesome. Now the last command that we're going to be demonstrating for you on this video is going to be your down from a distance. This is a little bit harder exercise because you're not right next to the dog and not able to correct as readily. So with your dog in a sit, stay.
Stay.
You're going to turn to face him. You're going to use your right hand to give the command, and he goes into a down with you in front of him, and you're going to be able to lengthen out your distance on that as well, to the point that you're going to be able to drop him into a down from across the room. Now Bear's done a beautiful job of demonstrating all of our formal obedience commands. Proper walking on a leash, which is healing, automatic sits when you stop, the sit stay, the come, very important command, the down from a heel, the down from a distance. He's done a great job here at school, and I know you guys are really anxious to get him home. Please keep us updated on his progress at home. We've enjoyed having him, and thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.